Welcome to the Curious Room. Are you lying awake right now?
Just kind of staring into the dark, right?
Yeah, exactly. Maybe your room is completely dark and the only thing you can see is that soft blue glow from your phone screen just resting on your face.
Just lighting up the ceiling.
Right. And you're mindlessly scrolling, swiping up and then swiping up again, and you are feeling that strange heavy exhaustion.
It's a very specific feeling.
It is. You know the one I mean, right? That deep tiredness that just comes from, well, existing in today's digital world.
Like you're completely drained.
Drained, yeah, but at the exact same time, your mind is just racing. You are so tired, but you can't close your eyes.
See, it is a very specific kind of heavy. It's not the physical tiredness you get from a long day of walking or, working outside.
No, not at all.
It's more like a quiet, restless buzzing right in the center of your chest. A feeling like you are waiting for something to happen, but you have no idea what that something is.
A restless buzzing. Honestly, that is the perfect way to describe it. And see, that feeling is the entire mission of our deep dive tonight.
It's what we really need to get into.
Exactly. I've got a stack of notes and articles here on the desk, all diving into the psychology of, well, instant gratification, the psychology of I want it now.
A modern disease, basically.
Right. And looking through these sources, the core question we want to unpack is why we feel this way. Meaning, why does waiting even a few seconds for something feel like a sharp physical pain?
Like it actually hurts.
Yes. Why does it actually hurt to wait?
The first thing we need to do is validate that pain because honestly, it is very real. That tightness you feel in your chest when you are forced to wait.
Yeah.
It is not a personal failure. It doesn't mean you lack discipline or anything like that.
That's a relief to hear.
Right. What we are looking at here is that we are living in an environment where convenience has quietly rewired the physical structure of our reward system.
Rewired our actual brains.
Exactly. It has completely changed our baseline expectation of reality.
I want to dig into that idea of a changed baseline because I was reading through the notes and it made me think about these highly specific, almost embarrassing little moments.
The things we all do but never admit to.
Exactly. Things we all do every single day. Take the progress bar on your phone, you click a link, or you open an app, and it doesn't open immediately.
Right, a little circle starts spinning.
Yes. And I've noticed that if it takes more than, 3 seconds, I get a sudden jolt of irritation.
A physical reaction.
A literal physical spike. My jaw clenches. But I just have to ask, why? What is actually happening inside us? Why does a 3-second delay feel like the universe is purposefully messing with me?
See, to understand that, you have to look at what your mind considers normal now. Just think about the world you live in.
Okay.
You can summon a hot meal to your front door with one tap.
True.
You can find someone to potentially spend the rest of your life with by, swiping your thumb.
It's wild when you say it like that.
Right. When everything is instantaneous, your mind builds a new prediction model. It expects an immediate result for every single action.
So it just expects the instant gratification as a rule.
Yes. So when that progress bar spins for 4 seconds, your mind doesn't rationally think, oh, the cell network is a bit slow today.
It thinks something is completely broken.
Precisely. It registers the delay as a biological error, an anomaly.
Wow.
Because in the past, waiting was the default state of life. But now, instant delivery is the default.
So any waiting is an error.
Exactly. So any friction, any waiting triggers a tiny stress response. Your body sends out a distress signal because reality just isn't matching its prediction.
So it's not just us being impatient, it's an actual shock to the system. We're misinterpreting a slow connection as a glitch in reality.
A glitch that threatens you, yeah.
But that actually explains the second scenario I've been obsessing over, the package tracker.
The map checking.
Yeah.
I know this one well.
Right, because we all do it. You order a pair of shoes online, the screen clearly says estimated delivery next Thursday.
Next Thursday. Very clear.
Very clear. And, logically, the shoes are in a warehouse 1,000 miles away. But Tuesday morning, you open the app.
Just to check.
Just to check the little map. You check to see if the truck icon has moved an inch, and you do this 3, maybe 4 times a day.
At least 4 times.
Right. And honestly, if we know it's coming on Thursday, what are we actually looking for on Tuesday?
See, the thing is, you aren't looking for the shoes.
I'm not.
No. You're looking for certainty. You're looking for a way to self-soothe.
Oh, wow.
Because our tolerance for empty space, our ability to just sit in the unknown, has completely evaporated.
Yeah.
So we seek out these tiny illusions of control.
So we just want to feel in control of the waiting.
Exactly. When you open that app and see the status change from processing to shipped, you get a microscopic hit of relief.
It's almost like playing a slot machine, isn't it?
That is exactly what it is.
We just keep pulling the lever, refreshing the screen, just hoping for a different outcome to give us a hit of comfort.
That is exactly the mechanism. It is a variable reward. You don't know if the status has changed, so the unpredictability makes you want to check it even more.
Meaning we're just filling the silence.
Yes. You are trying to fill the discomfort of waiting with a false sense of progress.
Which brings up the most ruthless behavior of all, honestly. The one that happens right before you try to sleep.
The short videos.
Yes. Sifting through short videos. You're lying there, swiping through this endless feed. And if a video doesn't hook your brain...
If it isn't instant.
Right. If it doesn't do something incredibly visually stimulating in the first 2 seconds, you skip it. 2 seconds.
It's a brutal cutoff.
It is. Just think about it. If a friend walked up to you and started telling a story, you wouldn't just turn your back and walk away after 2 seconds because they didn't do a backflip.
You'd listen. You'd give them time.
Right. But on the screen, we are just merciless.
The comparison to a friend telling a story is crucial here. See, with a friend, you have context, you have patience, and you expect a build-up.
Yeah, you expect a beginning, middle, and end?
Exactly. But with the screen, you have trained your reward receptors to reject anything that requires a build-up.
We just want the punchline immediately.
Yes. By constantly feeding your mind high-intensity instant entertainment, you are essentially flooding your own system.
Like overloading it.
Overloading it. Over time, your system builds a tolerance. It turns down its own sensitivity to normal levels of joy or interest.
Meaning normal life just isn't loud enough anymore.
Exactly. Normal life feels boring. And this is what creates that state of chronic low-grade microanxiety we talked about at the beginning.
That buzzing in the chest.
Yes. You're just vibrating with stress. You swipe and swipe, searching for a video that will finally satisfy you. But because your receptors are so numb, nothing works.
Nothing is enough.
Right. You are bombarded with stimulation and deeply, deeply unsatisfied.
Constantly stimulated but deeply unsatisfied. That is so heavy.
It's the reality for so many people.
You scroll for 2 hours and you don't feel happy when you put the phone down. You just feel empty and honestly a little sick.
Yeah, like a hollow feeling.
Exactly. And see, understanding the mechanism behind this leads me to a much heavier question.
Okay, what is it?
If our minds are building this massive tolerance, if we can't even handle a 3-second delay on a loading screen, what happens when real life forces us to wait?
This is where the situation stops being a funny observation about smartphones.
That's right.
This is where it becomes an existential threat to our well-being.
Wait, an existential threat? That feels like a massive leap.
I know, it sounds dramatic.
Yeah, like I get annoyed when my food delivery is late, but I don't feel like my life is in danger.
What do you mean by existential?
I mean it on a nervous system level. See, your logical mind knows you are safe in your bedroom,
Right.
but your nervous system doesn't differentiate between types of stress very well.
Oh, I see.
Remember how we discussed that the mind now views friction as an error?
A glitch in the matrix? Yeah, right. When you apply that to your real life, say, waiting for a promotion or trying to figure out your life's purpose by age 25, the natural delays of human existence feel terrifying.
Because it's not instant.
Exactly. Because you are primed for instant resolution, a lack of immediate success isn't just seen as part of the journey.
It's seen as a threat.
It is interpreted by your nervous system as a complete failure of survival. You feel like you are fundamentally doing life wrong.
Because the progress bar of my life is stuck.
Yes.
And if the progress bar is stuck, the system must be broken, meaning I am broken.
That is exactly how it feels. Life is naturally full of friction. But we have been trained to view friction as a disease that needs to be cured instantly.
Wow. I want to pause on that because I want to bring up a quiet memory to kind of ground what we're talking about here.
Sure.
I want you, the person listening right now, to try and picture your childhood room. Maybe it's the late 90s or early 2000s.
A simpler time.
Yeah. The ceiling fan is clicking softly above you. The afternoon sun is coming through the window, hitting the dust in the air. Just think about what waiting felt like back then.
It was just the texture of everyday life.
It really was. If you had a favorite TV show and it only aired on Sunday mornings at 10, you couldn't stream it.
No binge watching.
Right. You couldn't fast forward. You just had to wait. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you just lived your life anticipating it.
And you survived?
We did. Or think about going to the local photo studio. You dropped off a roll of film after a birthday party, and you had to wait 3 entire days to see if your eyes were closed in the pictures.
And you didn't feel a spike of rage during those 3 days, did you?
No, not at all. It was just how the world worked. It was a healthy kind of friction.
Exactly.
The waiting wasn't an insult. It built up this beautiful anticipation, and it made the reward so much sweeter when you finally got those photos in your hands.
It gave it value.
But now it feels like without that forced friction, we are completely lost.
That's because that forced friction was actually a training ground.
A training ground, how so?
I look at this modern world of extreme convenience, this environment where everything is one tap away, as the silent thief of human resilience.
The silent thief of human resilience. Break that down for me. That's powerful.
Well, resilience is a muscle. It is your ability to bounce back, to tolerate discomfort, to stay steady when things don't go your way.
Right.
But muscles only grow when they are exposed to resistance, when they have to push against something heavy.
So the waiting was the resistance.
Exactly. In your childhood, waiting 3 days for photos was a tiny, safe way of lifting weights. You were practicing patience.
You were getting reps in.
Yes, getting reps in. But by removing all the friction from daily life, by making everything instant, convenience has stolen our ability to practice.
So we're out of shape.
Completely. The modern world has taken away our daily resistance training, so that muscle just wastes away.
That makes so much sense.
And the tragedy is, you don't realize the muscle is gone until you really need it. When a real tragedy hits, or a massive life challenge appears, we collapse.
Because we have no strength left.
Because the silent thief took our strength while we were busy swiping past 2-second videos.
That is haunting. It really is. The silent thief of resilience.
Yeah.
And if we take this out of the digital world and bring it into our real physical lives, this isn't just about loading screens anymore.
No, it's about much more than that.
It's about the big, important things, the things that actually give life meaning.
The things that fundamentally require
Right. Let's talk about the trade-off we've made. The sources in our deep dive outline this beautifully.
It's a huge trade-off.
It is. We have traded the deep, quiet satisfaction of slow-cooked achievements for rapid-fire, shallow hits of happiness.
Slow-cooked achievements. That captures the essence of it perfectly.
I love that phrase. Think about building a real career. That takes years of being the junior person in the room.
Years of not knowing what you're doing.
Exactly. Years of being bad at something before you finally get good at it. Or learning a difficult skill, like playing the guitar.
You have to build calluses.
You literally have to build calluses on your fingers. It physically hurts. You have to endure months of sounding terrible before you can play a single beautiful song.
The messy middle.
Right? Or, most importantly, building a deep, true relationship with someone. You can't just swipe and suddenly have trust, vulnerability, and history.
No, you cannot microwave a human connection.
Exactly. You can't microwave it. These things have to be slow-cooked on a low heat.
They require patience.
They require you to sit in the messy middle, in the uncomfortable phase of not being finished yet. And I want to gently ask you, the listener, to just look inward for a moment.
Just be honest with yourself.
Yeah, just ask yourself honestly right now in the dark of your room, are you struggling to build your career?
Are you finding it hard to stick with things?
Right. Are you finding it incredibly hard to stick with a new hobby or a new skill? Are your relationships feeling a bit surface level or empty?
It is a difficult mirror to look into.
It really is.
Yeah.
Because you have to ask yourself, is it maybe because you are looking for that same 2-second quick hit you get from a screen, but you're expecting it from real life?
You expect real life to load in 2 seconds.
Exactly. Are you walking away from good people or good opportunities just because they are taking too long to load?
See, when people realize this is happening to them, when they see that they've been giving up on those slow-cooked achievements because the messy middle feels too uncomfortable, a massive wave of guilt usually comes up.
Oh, I'm sure. People feel deeply ashamed. Of course they do. You sit there and think, what is wrong with me? Why can't I just focus?
Why am I so lazy?
Right. You think, my parents worked at the same job for 30 years and I can't even stick with a hobby for 30 days. You interpret it as a profound moral failing.
But I want to push back against that guilt completely.
Why is that?
I want to entirely remove the blame from the individual here, because this daily impatience, this urge to quit when things get hard, it is not an individual character flaw. You are not a bad person for feeling this way. You are not inherently lazy.
So if it's not a flaw, then what is it? Because when you are the one quitting the guitar on day 3 or constantly switching jobs because you get bored, it really feels like a massive flaw.
It feels like a flaw, but it is actually a completely predictable physiological response to a world that was heavily engineered to eliminate waiting.
Heavily engineered.
Yes. The designers who build these platforms and these delivery ecosystems understand human behavior on a microscopic level.
They know exactly what they're doing.
They do. They systematically hunted down and destroyed every piece of friction in the user experience so that you would never have to wait.
So they made the cage incredibly comfortable.
Precisely. They handed your neurological system a world of infinite, frictionless gratification, and your mind did exactly what it evolved to do. It adapted to its environment.
It adapted to the comfort.
You are having a completely normal biological reaction to an intensely abnormal artificial world.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't lose your patience. It was designed out of your environment.
Oh, wow. So we are interpreting a deeply engineered digital trap as our own personal failure.
Exactly.
Wow. Once you see the design of the trap, you can stop blaming yourself for falling into it.
You stop feeling guilty.
Right. You can just focus on figuring out how to climb out.
Exactly. The shame is useless. The awareness is what gives you your power back.
And honestly, that is such a massive relief.
It is.
Just bringing this conversation to a quiet close now, focusing entirely on you, the listener, and your peace of mind as you end your night.
Just breathe for a second.
Yeah. There is such a deep, profound relief in knowing that this exhaustion, this tightness in your chest, this constant restlessness, it isn't a personal failing.
Not at all.
It is just the heavy cost of living in a digital world that demands everything right this second.
It is a relief to name it. But understanding the trap is only the first step.
Right. We have to actually do something about it.
Before we go, I want to leave you with a thought to mull over as you drift off tonight. A gentle challenge, if you will.
I'd love that. What is the challenge?
Well, if convenience is the silent thief that is stealing our resilience,
Yeah.
maybe tomorrow we could try to take a little bit of that resilience back. Maybe tomorrow we can try to find just a tiny bit of joy in the waiting.
Joy in the waiting. It sounds beautiful, but practically, how do we even begin to do that?
You start incredibly small. It's about intentionally sitting with the friction instead of running from it.
Okay, small steps.
Tomorrow, maybe the next time a web page takes 5 seconds to load,
Instead of clenching my jaw.
right, instead of clenching your jaw and wanting to throw the phone,
Yeah.
you just let it take 5 seconds. You acknowledge the delay.
You just let the progress bar spin.
Yes. Or when the food delivery is delayed by an extra 20 minutes, instead of furiously opening the map and tracking the little car,
Which I always do.
you just sit with the empty space. You take a slow, deep breath. You look around the room.
Notice the little things.
You notice the shadows on the wall. You listen to the hum of the refrigerator. And you just remember what it feels like to exist.
Just exist.
Purely exist in your physical body without needing something to happen instantly.
Just exist without needing a result. Rebuilding that frustration tolerance one deep breath at a time. I love that so much.
It changes everything.
It really does. When you frame it that way, the world suddenly feels a little less urgent. The stakes feel a little lower.
The edges feel softer.
The edges feel a little softer. I really hope you, listening right now in the dark, can find some peace away from the screens tonight.
Take that deep breath.
I hope you can put the phone down on the nightstand, close your eyes, and just be okay with the quiet.
Embrace the slow-cooked quiet.
Exactly. Have a good night. Thanks for listening to The Curious Room.